If you're responsible for keeping beaches clean in the Caribbean or the Gulf of Mexico, you already know how overwhelming sargassum season can be. The early mornings, the endless piles, the pressure from guests in the community, and the direct impact it has on your bottom line. It's a real problem, and one that's only getting worse each year. That's why so many beach maintenance teams in these areas find themselves scrambling for a solution that they can rely on day in and day out. But most aren't sure which approach will actually work for their beach. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what beaches are doing to clean up sargassum, why many common cleanup methods fail, what we've seen succeed on real shorelines, and a few practical steps you can take to build a strong sargassum cleanup program. Now, if we haven't met before, I'm Kevin Barber from H. Barber & Sons. For over 60 years, we've manufactured the most widely used beach cleaners in the world to help shoreline maintenance teams keep their beaches clean. And since the early 2010s, we've been working directly with resorts and municipalities across the Caribbean and the Gulf as sargassum has become a major seasonal challenge. I've seen firsthand what doesn't and what does work, and I'm going to distill that down for you here. By the time people reach out to us, they've usually tried several approaches. Each can work, but each has their own pros and cons. So let's take a look at them. First is manual raking. Its main advantage? It's easy to start. Just gather staff, rakes, and wheelbarrows. Maybe you have a truck or wagon you can drive into the beach to reduce the back and forth time to the dump site. This approach can work well for small amounts of sargassum on small beaches, and it's definitely the most financially accessible option. However, relying solely on manual labor to remove sargassum from beaches comes with a lot of downsides. First, it's impossible to scale and becomes ineffective the moment a real wave of sargassum arrives. Significant amounts of sargassum are simply too voluminous and heavy for people to handle. Second, it also introduces complexities into finding manual labor on an ongoing demand basis, since sargassum can come in unpredictable waves. So you may find yourself overstaffed one day and then understaffed the next. And third, it's slow. Especially if you're maintaining a beach with regular patrons, manual cleanup would be difficult to near impossible to complete before guests arrive. So beach organizations that rely on manual labor often either A, can't get the job done in time, or are B, cleaning while guests are trying to enjoy the beach. Either way, that's not great. The second way beach maintenance teams aim to remove sargassum from their beaches is they'll bring front-end loaders to scrape and scoop large amounts off the surface and dump it into trucks, which then transport it to a dump site away from the beach. The major pro here is that sometimes there is simply too much sargassum to get it shoveled out, and this does it really quickly. It's especially true when beaches haven't been mechanically raked before. A loader can get that top layer off the beach to make it more manageable for manual teams. However, the benefits of using a front-end loader typically end there. While loaders can help with enormous piles, things get dicey once you start getting off that top layer. Sargassum closer to the sand gets smeared into it, which still looks terrible. And the loader can also damage the beach profile, disrupt the ecosystem, and accelerate erosion, while still leaving a lot of the sargassum behind. They're also noisy and potentially unsafe to operate near people, both of which make it hard to operate in areas that guests traffic frequently. Lastly, most beach teams don't own a loader, so they need to borrow or rent it. While this is feasible for a once-a-year cleanup, it isn't a sustainable option for daily cleaning. Rental fees, storage options, and qualified operators quickly become bottlenecks. And lastly, some beaches may already own a designated beach cleaner, but not all beach cleaners are designed to remove wet, heavy sargassum, like sifting-style units, which can't separate the heavy sargassum from damp sand, so they just either jam or they start picking up half the beach. So each of these solutions for removing sargassum can offer temporary improvements, but none create a predictable, sustainable routine during peak season, especially not one that leaves the beach looking like guests might envision it when they're planning their visit. We found that the Barber Surf Rake is the best tool for consistently removing sargassum from beaches and keeping them guest ready, whether operating as the only sargassum mitigation machinery or when paired with floating sargassum barriers. The Surf Rake has made a major impact on the ability of beach maintenance teams to keep sargassum under control. So why does the Surf Rake work so well for sargassum? Let's look at the three main reasons it's the best fit for removing sargassum from the beach, compared to any other beach cleaning method. First, the Surf Rake employs a proprietary tine raking mechanism. This is its biggest advantage when working with sargassum. Unlike sifters that clog with wet material, the Surf Rake has hundreds of tines that rotate on a perforated conveyor belt. These tines lift and separate the sargassum from the sand, even when piles are heavy and saturated. We're not scooping up from below, which leads to overload and jamming. Instead, we rake from the top down until we reach the sand, and then we can dig deeper to remove the remaining strands. Once that sargassum is on the conveyor, it's being carried up to the hopper for storage and disposal. The small perforations in the conveyor allow for residual sand to fall back onto the beach instead of being carried off the beach. This helps prevent erosion and keeps the beach profile intact. The second reason the Surf Rake is the best beach cleaner for removing sargassum from the sand is that it is tractor-towed and tractor-powered. The Surf Rake is powered from the hydraulic system of the tractor, which allows for powerful lifting and powerful movement capabilities, and it also provides simple mechanical fail-safes to prevent from damaging the unit. The tractor's natural drive power and traction also help pull the Surf Rake and carry heavy loads and navigate soft, uneven beaches without getting stuck. The third reason the Surf Rake is the best solution for cleaning sargassum is that our machines are purpose-built for beach use. Sand and salt water destroy traditional equipment quickly, so every component in the Surf Rake is sourced, treated, and engineered to slog through wet sand, water, and damp sargassum day after day. That's what makes our machines deliver such a long and reliable life. Now that we've reviewed the most common methods for removing sargassum from the beach and explained why we have found the Surf Rake to be the best solution, here are a few practical steps you can take to build a strong sargassum cleanup program, regardless of whether you have a beach cleaner or are doing manual cleaning. First, have a sunrise plan. Sargassum is easiest to manage early before it compacts or dries into mats. Get out there early and get the sargassum off the beach quickly before it compounds. Second, use the tide to your advantage. Plan your passes when the tide is low, the sand is firm, and there's the most room on the beach. Third, make sure you have a truck or wagon that can cart sargassum from where it's being removed on the beach to the dump site. This can dramatically reduce the time it takes to clean because it allows the cleaners to keep going instead of stopping, wheeling the material away, and returning only to fill up the wheelbarrow or the dumpster 2 seconds later. Lastly, rotate disposal or staging areas. This prevents bottlenecks, it speeds up your workflow, and lets the previous day's sargassum dry and compact so that there's more space for the next load. If you maintain any decent-sized beach that's hit with sargassum regularly, these steps will help you get started. But you'll likely need a specialized machine for a specialized problem, which is where we can help. As we have for over 60 years and for all our customers in 90 countries, including dozens throughout the sargassum-affected areas like the Caribbean, Mexico, Florida, Central America. Our team has seen it all, and we can provide you with the best beach cleaning recommendations for your specific shoreline and beach, and your organization. So don't hesitate to reach out. And if you're not ready to reach out yet and are still researching, we've put together a collection of beach cleaning resources, articles, calculators, personalization tools, and more, all on our website.
You can also find multiple case studies of how the Surf Rake has helped beach owners around the world to deal with sargassum.
You'll find the link in the description. So thanks for watching, and we look forward to sharing more beach cleaning tips with you in the next video.